welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is Challenger Scorpion, and it's 1850 points, and it's Orks versus Orks here. Rob Batchelor is down, he's brought his Orks along, and he will take on Gutrippa's Orks here. It does happen plenty of times all across the galaxy. Orks end up fighting each other, usually pride and ego involved, and there'll be no shortage of that in this lineup. So Gutrippa will seek to have victory over another Ork warboss. Rob's warboss that he's brought down. The two sides will collide, and then one army will emerge victorious. So fighting across this open ground here with a riverbed running through, a crossing with an Imperial ammunition dump, Golden Space Marine just here, anti-aircraft gun emplacement just on the hillside, and then an Imperial firebase just there, and all across the table just dispersed woodland, pine forests all around here. But it'll be here that the Orks, it's a very tranquil looking piece of terrain, lovely quiet flowing river running through, but it'll be here that the Orks will do battle with each other. It's going to get messy as Orks fight amongst themselves. Right, so welcome to this 1850 point Challenger Scorpion game. It's Orks versus Orks, so I'm going to run Gutrippa's army here. They're going to try and take on the other warboss. So the regular lineup here, it's a real test for them here, Orks against Orks. Gutrippa leads the force, standard force organisation chart here for the Ork army. Second HQ is Master Level 2 Weird Boy, Innards. The Weird Boy, then two heavy supports, looted wagons have been taken. They are armed with kill cannons and reinforced rams. Inside those, 2 units of 8 tank busters. There's 2 squigs of each of those units, a knob and boss pole for each of them. 3 troops, all in trucks. All the trucks are armed with reinforced rams and rockets. 3 units of 10 Ork boys. They're armoured with heavy armour, a knob, boss pole. 2 of them with power claws. This one here with a big chopper. Then inside the shuttle bus, a battle wagon here. That's got reinforced ram, 4 rockets on top. And inside is 4 mega knobs. There's Killsaw Kyle with his 2 kill saws. There's also a knob there with boss pole. Gorkanauts made it into the army there, not upgrades for that. And then Zog will lead the bikers, a regular knob with power claw and boss pole, unit of 7 bikers just there. I've seen many a battle now, this Ork army, but they'll be taking on Orks on this occasion. We'll take a look at Rob's army that he's brought down. Right, so Rob Batchelor is back with his famous Ork army here, and we've been looking forward to this one. Orks taking on Orks, 2 war bosses about to clash, has to be done. Rob's been painting some units here who reveal the new list that he's brought along.
Okay, so this is my 1850 point Ork army. It's a single combined arms detachment. It's being led by my warboss in mega armour with a lucky stick. He's got 3 mega knobs with him, 2 with scorchers, 1 with kill saws. They're going to be riding in a battle wagon with a kill cannon and 2 rockets. I've got 11 tank busters, 1 boss knob with a boss pole and a big chopper. They're in another battle wagon with 4 rockets. I've got 2 troops, which are both 10-man units of boys, both with knobs with power claws and boss poles. They're both in trucks with rockets. My other HQ is a big mech with a custom force field, and then in the Lord of War slot I've got a Stompa. Don't blame me.
Alright, so that's Rob's list. I'm sure the moment he said that he brought a Stompa along, the comments section is beginning to fill up now underneath the video. But it's great to see this one, but he's just painted it up. Had asked Rob about doing an apocalypse game for the Orks, and we've begun amassing some larger units to take on whatever army the Orks will face. So I said to Rob, would you get a Stompa? And he's agreed. He's bought it, he's painted it up. And it's only fair that he gets to use it here, but he's going to use it against other Orks. Alright, so it doesn't seem fair here to use the Stompa against other Orks, but Gutrippa's up for the fight. If Gutrippa wins, he'll capture this thing and use it himself. He wants one. Why build one when you can nick one from someone else? That's his philosophy. So there's a great prize here to be won. But what a huge thing this is on the battlefield. It will dominate the table, and it will be a challenge for Gutrippa and his army to try and take it out. But challenge game ahead for the Orks, Gutrippa's lads, but they're up for the fight for sure. And great pride here at stake, the two war bosses fighting for control. And what I've said is that we do plan to do an apocalypse game with the Orks. Whoever wins this will be in charge of the big army in the apocalypse game. So the generalship of the apocalypse battle is up for grabs as well. So a game of massive importance here as Gutrippa and Rob's warboss clash. Now, I keep saying Rob's warboss. It's not named as yet, I don't think. You don't have a name? No. Okay, so leave your comments. Rob will read these, and it needs to have a name. If he's going to possibly lead an apocalyptic-sized orc army, his warboss must have a name. So think of a name, or maybe you'll be inspired to give this warboss a name after the game is done. But we'll go on to scenario and deployment now for both forces. Alright, so the scenario is Crusade. There's 3 objectives. We'll just point those out. There's one here. These were placed before we knew deployment maps. One there by the river. One here by the sandbags. And then Rob placed one just over there at the bottom of the statue. So 3 objectives. They're each worth 3 points. Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker and First Blood are all available. And then deployment zones is Dawn of War. Gutrippa's lads will deploy here. We won the roll-off for that, choosing to deploy at this end. And then round here, Rob's Orks will be deploying 12 inches in at the river edge. I was going to say the Orks won the roll-off. Gutrippa's lads won the roll-off. They've chosen to go first, unless Rob famously seizes the initiative. Surely you won't do it again, but we'll have to see. So Gutrippa will deploy his boys out first of all, and then we will let Rob deploy after that. Right, so deployment done. Gutrippa's army deploying first, not knowing where Rob will deploy. So we've gone for more of a central position here, ready to go straight ahead, swing to the left or to the right, depending on where that Stompa is. So regular Orc boys here with the big chopper on the right. Orc boys here with the power claw. Two units of tank busters, and then in between them is Gutrippa and the mega knobs inside the battle wagon. Gutrippa's joined that squad. Weird Boy hasn't, he's somewhere else. Then across here, another unit of Orc boys inside their truck. Gorkanaut here behind the bunker, just using the cover. And then the Weird Boy has joined the bikers, because for his powers he has rolled Warpath, +1 attack, and then also the jump. And we're pretty sure that he's allowed to join this unit and then use it to deep strike. We're not allowed to charge with it, but it just means it's a quick way of moving that unit around the table. Possible ambush possibility with it as well. So come around for Rob's deployment. We thought he would go to one side or the other. It's all empty along here. It feels quite small, this Orc army. At least the ground troops, until you see the size of this thing here. But this battle wagon with the tank busters inside, and then this battle wagon with the mega knobs and the warboss. Orc boys inside this truck. Stompa dominating here on the hillside, looking out across the table at Gutrippa's army. And then down here, another unit of Orc boys. It's all about protecting the Stompa, the early stages, or throughout the game, really. If that thing survives through to the end, then surely Rob's Orks will win, but we'll see. We'll go on to the first turn of the game. Rob will probably want to, he'll want to see his initiative. He did the last game he played. He rolls a 5 this time, almost seizing again, but not quite enough. So Gutrippa will make the first move here. It's obvious where he wants to go. All eyes are on this Stompa. Alright, so just covering the sound here, temporary loss in sound with the recording, so just covering the movement phase here. So just swinging to the right with the mechanised Orks here, and then going full speed, so 12 inches with the trucks, shuttle bus, looted wagons as well, and then just heading straight for the Gorgon. Know that I need to try and engage that as quick as possible, close the ground down, and then try and overwhelm it in close combat. So that's the plan. And then the Gorkanaut there, a bit out of place, just on Gutrippa's left hand side. You'll see him here, so we've shifted to our right and swinging around. Just going to be a slow advance from him, bringing up some supporting fire from him. So that's the movement. The bikers there just sitting, waiting patiently for the psychic phase to come up. So that's movement done. We'll go on to psychic phase next. Alright, so psychic phase done. A successful psychic phase, 5 dice rolled, 4 passes there with the jump and hit bang on target. So the bikers have jumped across the board. Never done that with Orks before, but they've landed here. So suddenly they find themselves right in a prime position. Not be able to assault, but we'll be able to fire at normal ballistic skill here. There's 2 Ork trucks there. They should be able to take on one or the other. So psychic phase finished. We've gone to shooting phase next. We've got Rippa's lads on turn 1. Alright, so shooting phase done here for Gutrippa's lads. It's gone very well indeed. You can see both of the trucks destroyed there. So Zog's bikers firing up here, destroying that one, exploded. And Rob's not taken heavy armour, so a number of the Ork boys being killed. Knob's alive, but 6 of the regular boys killed. Then here, the tank busters inside the looted wagon, they fired through and detonated the other truck and exploded again, killed 6 of the Ork boys. The Knob's still alive. The kill cannon on top fired and scattered wildly back 9 inches back towards the river. But there's brilliant results there. Pinning and morale, no problem at all because of the effigy rule. Fearless, the Ork boys near the foot of the Stompa. So shooting phase done. Flat out moves done. All dangerous terrain passed with these vehicles. So this one swinging around, moving 6 inches in with the battle wagon. This one flanking alongside, just trying to offer a bit of protection to guide Gutrippa home towards his target. And they're moving across the barrels here with this one. And then a few inches moved up just behind the trees there with the other looted wagon. Gorkanaut running 5 inches as fast as he can, but a bit out of place here. He's behind the main charge from Gutrippa's force, but they're on the move, moving very aggressively. Good covering fire as well, and a bizarre ambush attack from deep striking bikers with innards, the weird boy. But that's it. That's Gutrippa's turn done. It's been impressive. It's been fast. They've struck first here against Rob's Orks, but the Stompa's not scratched. It's still alive. We'll have to brace ourselves to see what it does on the first turn here for Rob's Orks. Right, so Rob moving here, just trying to counter-attack Gutrippa's attack. Definitely more aggressive here from Gutrippa, but Gutrippa has to. The Stompa cannot be allowed to chuck out shooting unhindered every turn. So Gutrippa's only choice really is to rush it as fast as he can before it can let off too many rounds of shooting. So this turn 1 perhaps may well be the most important turn for Rob's Orks. If he can deal with the attack here from Gutrippa, then it should be a case of mopping up what's left. If they don't stop Gutrippa and the other units from taking out the Stompa, then there could well be big trouble for the remainder of Rob's army. We'll see. He's got a nasty unit there available with the Warlord and Killsaw Kevin alongside him. Maybe Kevin and Carl will meet somewhere in the field of battle. We'll have to see. Rob's just moving other units up. Battle Wagon's the way to go. What puts me off from getting more is having the same model, but what Rob has shown us here is that conversions look fantastic for Orks. So great work done there on the converted Land Raider. Does look really, really good. Very believable as well. That's the kind of thing that the Orks would do. Loot big vehicles. As I said earlier on, why build your own when you can nick someone else's? That's what Rob's Orks have done here with different heavy vehicles and customising them and using them for their own battle wagons. But just looks like he's screening the Gorkanaut here with boys, trying to protect it, keeping it out of combat is the key. But it can stand up for itself in combat. It does have that. It is a D weapon, isn't it? Though? Yeah, it is a D weapon. So it can fight itself. It's got Stomp as well. So it's not going to be an easy target to take out in combat or in shooting. So perhaps one of the biggest challenges that Gutrippa has ever faced so far. But what a prize. What a prize is available if he manages to beat that thing. Right, so on to Rob's Ork shooting phase here, and he's just declared that his tank busters are going to shoot my tank busters. Now, inferior tank busters, his 10 versus my 8 inside their battle wagon. We're just inside a looted wagon. So we'll let Rob shoot here.
So bomb squig first.
Oh, he's going to let off squig, which hits. Very good.
And then
5s with the others, so picking up another 2. We do get a 5-up cover, and Rob's penetrated twice. Strength 8, 11. No, 2 glances, so you can keep it or reroll it. No, he's going to keep that and gets a penetrating hit on a 4. So 2 glances and 1 penetrating hit for us to deal with. We're even sharing the same dice here, fellow Ork players, giving each other tips and encouraging each other. It's quite a nice. It doesn't look nice on the table, but it's off screen here. It's good fun, exchanging tips and so on with each other, and the rules as well. Both sides using the same codex, so just streamlines things very nicely. But anyway, here 2 glances to save 1, and the penetrating hit we do not save. That's the important one. Rob can roll up his result. Oh, he gets a 6. So a detonation here in response. We're detonating his tanks. He's just detonated one of ours. So models placed out here, passing around, passing pinning, so that's them done. Rob fired here with his 4 rockets, penetrating hit and shaken result there on a 2, whole point there. Rob then fired a Scorcher from inside here. Remember his Mega Knobs are armed with Scorchers. 2 templates are used through there, killed 3 of the Ork boys inside, didn't damage the truck, and the Knob's been wounded as well with random allocation. Right, so kill cannon, then on top, this one on the corner there is going to land there, so Rob's going to fire that at the bikers. We will jink. Okay, yeah, it's scattered here, 6 inches, so we'll just measure this up. Yep, 2, just under the blast there, so 2's to wound, just the 1. We are jinking, so 4 plus. No, so the lead biker is gone. So away he comes. There, Zog's at the back trying to protect him.
Missed.
Okay, that was rockets. If I just fired 2 rockets, snap firing, they've just missed. You're saving the best till last here, like the sausage you have with your roast dinner, the tasty one at the end. He's waiting to fire the big Stompa at the. I'm no doubt going to fire down the middle here, but it's lots of different types of weapons available, super rockets and Gatlers and so on available for that. So we'll let him roll up, just seeing if there's anything else to shoot other than the Stompa. I don't think so. Well, sluggers can, yes, possibly wound the bikers. Let him roll up for those. Yeah. So they've just fired a wound coming through, but passing an armor save there on the bikers. So before the Stompa fires, this is what's left. Just so that you get a view of it now, and then we'll see what remains after Rob shoots. He's going to go through each weapon. He's got to declare what's going to shoot at what, and then we'll work our way through the shooting that this thing can dish out. All right, so it's taken a while. Rob's he has to figure out where all his shooting is going to go and declare it all, and then we just work our way through. So that's all done. So we're going to ask Rob to choose his first shooting attack. Death Cannon is going to start off with the big gun, and he's aiming it for this grot's head, just here on the battle wagon. It is going to scatter, but it's 10-inch blast. It's bound to hit a fair amount of targets.
So it's going to land there.
It's going to land there, okay. Just about short of hitting his own 7 inches. Oh.
No, it's going to clip my own battle.
He's going to hit his own battle wagon. Dear, this blast is huge. Right, okay. So a real mess to resolve here with this massive gun. We'll get the damage resolved here from this Death Cannon shot. So we're going to start with Rob's own battle wagon here. Strength 10. Side armor, is it? Coming in from the angle? Oh dear. Yeah, no, just the angle it's coming in is side armor. He's penetrated his battle wagon there. 25% obscured. Just trying to see if there's any way you can roll up a cover save here. Not sure about that. Yeah, no, fair enough. We're going to see if the trees will obscure. No, so the shot has gone through. It's a penetrating hit. Rob's rolled a 4. It's AP1 and it's open topped. So he's just detonated his battle wagon there with the Gorkanaut. Oh dear. He probably wanted to, he should have left that till last, really. He's blown up his own vehicle, but we'll see if any of the. If all 3 of these vehicles survive for Gutrippa, that'll be shocking. But I don't think so. I think he's going to detonate one vehicle after another, at least. That's what we're expecting here. But explodes result, we'll get that resolved there. He's just taking out the HQ battle wagon there with the Death Cannon shot. All right, next, Rob's going after my battle wagon. He's not going to bother with the smaller ones yet. He wants to go after that. Penetrates easy on a 5. Its primary weapons. He's rolling 2d6 to choose the best from penetration. Cover save, I don't think so, no. All right, so penetrating it, roll up here. AP1, he detonates Gutrippa's battle wagon as well. Oh dear. So we'll resolve the damage inside here as well. Okay, so just resolve that there, exploding battle wagon. Killsaw Carl's taken a win just with random allocation. Fouled a 2-up save, and then another Mega Knob fouled a 2-up save as well. So that's that done. Pinning test passed there. We've resolved the other damage coming through. An immobilised result on this truck, and then a cover save did grant one here, 5+, and passed it there with the trees. So the trucks, out of all the vehicles, are the ones that have come off the lightest, and it's actually the battle wagons that have been destroyed here by the Death Cannon. But there's still more shooting to come. Rob's going to fire a super rocket next at the bikers. So just rolling up to hit. It is going to scatter 5 inches. He'll clip some here. 2. Okay, so 2's to wound.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. We have jinked already, so 4+. We saved 1, but another biker brought down by the super rocket. Could have been a lot worse, that one. One of those rockets has been used. Next shot coming through is a super gatler, firing at the bikers. Gets 2 shots and a double, so that will whir, click, click. Rules kick in there. He'll get his shots with 1 hit. No wounds, disappointing. The second shot he declared, which he will get, even though he's rolled a double, will come over here against the looted wagon. 2d6 shots, a double 2 again. Someone didn't load that properly before the battle started. He does get 3 hits though, and gosh, not bad rolling at all. 1 glance, 1 pen. We're in the open here, so Rob can roll up his penetrating hit, which he scores a 3. Open topped is a 4. So that's 2 hard points on there, a 4 result. That's snap fire for the vehicle. Can't move the vehicle, snap fire for the tank busters inside as well. So pretty deadly. Could have been a lot worse, but a fair amount of destruction taking place even on Rob's own vehicle over there. But pretty impressive there. Right, big shooters firing down and causing a glancing hit there on the truck just there. So is that it? I think that's everything. Okay, all shooting done. Assaults are you going to do? Maybe the boys can.
I think, yeah.
Might hose you down with Overwatch though. But then if you don't charge, you might get hosed down anyway. So Rob's thinking about possible charges here. Yes, we do have charges here. It's a counter-attack. So both unit of Ork boys are going to run down the hill and take on the bikers. And then Rob's army commander, the warboss, will charge the truck here. They fired at it, so they are allowed to charge. So roll up some charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so charges taking place, all pretty much going according to plan. Charging in there, 11 inches rolled up for charge range with the warboss, so aggressive counter charge from him. And then both units of Ork boys charging in. 2 of them brought down, though, on this left-hand squad with Overwatch from the bikers. So we'll roll up for these combats now. Should easily be able to destroy or detonate the truck just there. And then this one, hard to call at this stage. There's 2 power claws that Rob has, but there's a weird boy and Zog inside that unit. Right, so melee's resolved here. This one, Rob's warboss making short work of the truck and detonating that. No damage on any of the boys though, and they've passed pinning, so they've disembarked in the footprint of the vehicle. This one's not resolved. Rob's knob here, this one? That one has challenged Zog, but the weird boy has stepped up instead to fight. The weird boy's going to get to go first here with his weird boy staff. Now he's initiative 3, we'll get to go first before anybody, so roll up the weird boy here. 4s for hits, 2 6s, and then 2s to kill, yeah, and it's AP 4. So he slays the knob there in that challenge, so well done to the weird boy. Protecting Zog, it's not happened before. The weird boy stepping up to the challenge. A lot of initiative 2, simultaneous stuff going on, and then 2 power claws to fight as well. So we'll resolve those next. Okay, so we'll let Rob go first here. Initiative 2, the bikers will get to fight as well, but Rob can go first. 16 attacks, needing 4s, which isn't too good. Rob's on furious charge, but it will be 5s to wound bikers, which he gets 2. 2 saves. We save both. That's tough there from the bikers. They'll get to fight back next. 12 attacks for the bikers in 4s. Orks versus Orks here, killing each other. 2 wounds. It's not heavy armour though. 2 6s, no double 1s. So 2 Ork boys brought down. Just there. Okay. Now it's down to power claws. Again, we'll let Rob go first with his. So 4 attacks on the charge. Nothing. No hits at all. And then Zog fighting gets 2 hits. And gets just the 1. A 1 rolled there. So 1 kill just there. Alright, so Rob loses by a fair amount there. The last knob there wiped out in the challenge, and then here decimated. Would have been on about double 1 to roll, but just within 6 here, effigy. So they'll fight on fearlessly against the bikers, preventing them from being freed up this turn, moving in against the Gorkanaut. So perhaps a critical result there, holding up Zog's bikers. But that marks the end of the first turn here. So much has happened on turn 1. The 2 armies have collided here. It looks like turn 3 or 4 in a regular game of 40k, but we're just on the first turn. We'll go on to second turn now for Gutrippa. Both sides taking horrendous casualties, damage being done all over the place. What can Gutrippa do now? He's on foot now. His transport destroyed, still some distance away from the Gorkanaut, and then there's this rampaging warboss here as well to deal with. So go on to Gutrippa's turn next. We'll see what he decides to do. Okay, so moving with Gutrippa's lads on turn 2, having to sit here with this looted wagon. 3 inches moved here with the Gorkanaut off the cover and into the open. Now free to move along. We'll be able to provide some fire support here for Gutrippa's lads as they go in. Fight continues here with the bikers. Disembarking here 3 inches into the woods. We have declared a while this turn. Number of Ork boys units possibly able to reach the Gorkanaut here. Rob not allowed to fight Overwatch, so we'll be able to get in. But then there's a difficult task of trying to survive in combat against this thing. Ork boys there, 2 inches move with them. That's this squad just there, headed that direction. Then 4 inches move through. I've actually got to do dangerous terrain for them coming out of the burning wreck. The lads just there, we'll just roll them up actually. So there's Kyle, he's okay. Got Rippa, it's not alright. 4 up save, feel no pain. Oh, he's taken a wound, being burnt here as he moves through the dangerous terrain. There's 2 regular knobs, they're okay, and then the boss pole, he's alright. But would you believe it, Gutrippa has taken a wound, and he's just trying to keep himself fresh, getting ready to charge in against Rob's warboss just there. But a wound taken. Then across here, moving out from the dangerous terrain again. Going to have to roll up for this one, haven't done that one. The knob here, he's alright. Then 4 others, they're all okay, so they're no problem. Just moving out of, it's dangerous terrain, they're moving out of the exploded vehicles. So that's those tank busters moving up. Trucks swung around here, passing dangerous terrain, disembark with the boys just into there. So that's movement done. It's like a line all the way across here of Gutrippa's Orks pushing their way through, trying to fight their way through to the Stompa. So that's movement phase done. Just had to roll up for this squad here. They did lose a boy as well as they clambered out of the burning wreck. Also, loads of burning wrecks here. It's a real smouldering mess as Orks clamber through, seeking to push further ahead here. Gutrippa's force, and then Rob's blue Orks trying to hold the back. It is handy that they're painted in different colour schemes, but blue Orks looking pretty thin on the ground here as Gutrippa's forces push through onto their ultimate goal. So that's the movement done. It's a quick and brutal game, this one. We'll go on to shooting phase next for Gutrippa's Orks on turn 2. Right, so shooting phase here for Gutrippa's Orks. Snapshots here, no damage at all on the Stompa, just on the hillside. And then over here, tank busters as well, firing up at the Stompa, no damage either from that one hit. Twice had a chance to cause a glance or a pen, but no damage coming through. Rockets from this immobilised truck, the truck over there as well, both of them missing. Then Gorkanaut supporting fire coming in from the twin-linked big shooters, and also the Deathstorm mega shooter coming through and bringing down Killsaw Kevin and wounding one of the mega knobs as well. That's helpful as Gutrippa prepares to charge in. We really do think, though, these two units are going to cancel each other out. A lot of instant death AP2 attacks on both sides. Run moves 2 inches from these, 6 inches with this unit of Ork boys. They should be able to reach the Stompa, no problem. Melee continues there. 1 inch ran with them, so they're sort of stuck in that position. Not sure exactly where to charge all these units at the moment, just trying to figure out the best possible option. But we're going to go into assault phase next. Choices to be made. What units should charge what? Game-changing, very decisive decisions need to be made, and it will determine how this game goes. Do we go after the Stompa? Do we go after the warboss? Difficult choices to make. We'll go on to assaults next. So the deliberating here, we need to lock down the Stompa. If not, it'll be free to roam around and shoot at whatever it wants. That can't happen. We have to lock it down in combat, try and do some damage to get through those 12 hull points on there. Rob's force may be depleted here, but the Stompa is fresh, so really half the army's unscratched at this stage. But then we can't ignore that warboss there. But then if we charge him in with Gutrippa and his squad, then there is the danger of the Gutrippa squad just being wiped out on instant death. So very, very difficult choices to be made here. But we'll have a think about what to do, see what Gutrippa comes up with. We'll get some charges rolled up here. All right, this is it. Decisions have been made. The boys in front here, Rob's just moving them for me. They've decided, or they've been ordered to turn around. Gutrippa's told them to swing around and charge Rob's warlord from behind here. So in they pile. They'll get to fight. They've got stick bombs. Initiative 2 attacks there. We'll try and reduce that warlord down. It's so tight here, so tense. You could see some devastating, well, there will be a devastating melee here. Gutrippa's squad making it in. Gutrippa taking another wound for dangerous terrain, moving through all these burning wrecks. He rolled a 1, fouled his armour save, fouled feel no pains. He's just on 1 wound left. He's burnt up here as he's pushed his way through these burning wrecks, maybe picking up and moving them out of the way to enable the rest of his squad to get through. But he's on 1 wound remaining. Rob's Warlord on a wound as well. So these wounded warbosses colliding here at the foot of the Stompa. So as epic as you can get. 2 units of Ork boys. They've made it. They've made it to the foot of the Stompa here, getting ready to attack. 1 unit with a big chopper. The one on the right, one on the left does have a power claw. Melee continues here. We've had to ignore, or chosen to ignore, the tank busters, and the battle wagon will not be touched in combat this turn. So charges have taken place. Roll up combats next. So combats here, the first step is challenges. The knob from the squad at the back is going to issue a challenge, or has issued a challenge to Rob's Warlord. The boss knob here has accepted. They're both next to each other, so they're going to fight. It just drags some of the attacks away from Gutrippa's squad, trying to keep Gutrippa alive. So the boys will fight first with their stick bombs. They'll fight with their sluggers and choppers in combat and try and reduce Rob's command squad down as much as they can. So we'll do that next. Alright, so Ork boy attacks 36. We've got as many dice as I could find here. I'm going to reroll 3 of them. 4s to hit. Reroll these. Alright, so a fair number of hits coming through. Majority toughness of 4. These are the hits here. So 4s to wound. So, yes, Rob will need to make a fair few saves. There's 5, 7, 9. Odds are he should fail 1 or 2. So, 2 up. They're all mega armoured units here, or models.
I will take these on the warboss.
There's 2, 1. Oh, it's Lucky Stick.
Lucky Stick. Nothing.
No! Is that legal? We'll have to check here. I think he's fine to do this. We'll just have a look. Oh, no. No, it's fine. He's able to do it. Lucky Stick there, getting the 2 up reroll. That's incredible result there. So we thought we were sneaky, and we had Rob's Warboss here, but he's pulled out a brilliant manoeuvre there with the Lucky Stick. So getting those rerolls on 2 up armor save has really paid off. So Ork boys, their axes finding their targets, but it's just a lucky Warboss that has not been damaged. We'll go on to the rest of the combats. There's a challenge to fight. I think everything else is initiative 1. Yeah, so we could see both sets of Mega Knobs here destroying each other all up now. This is crucial. Can any of Gutrippa's Mega Knobs here, or even Gutrippa himself, can any of them survive Rob's counterattack? We'll see. Right, so the first one, we'll do the challenge down here. We'll let Rob go first. So 3 attacks.
Weapon skill 5, so hitting on 3s.
Yeah, 2. So that'll be the knob killed. Yes, so the knob can come off, and one of the overflows into an Ork boy. That's fine. Right, so Rob's Warboss next. Remember, he's got the Lucky Stick, so he'll be on 4 attacks. Yep. Remember these deadly rerolls. He has found 1 this turn, so...
Weapon skill 6.
Skill 6. Freeze for hits. He's going to use a reroll, and he gets it. This single-handedly is going to wipe out Gutrippa's squad. He's going to use a reroll. Oh, tier 4. So all the Mega Knobs killed. Oh, no. Don't panic. Rob should be dead as well. We're just taking it in turns here. The body's piling up in the river here. So to kill Gutrippa is 3 attacks. 4s to hit here. We're weapon skill 5. Your weapon skill 5. A triple 1. No, so triple 1's a miss. No Lucky Stick doesn't pass on to his unit.
Only for him.
So triple 1 has kept Gutrippa alive. I don't know what to say. You only needed 1 hit, didn't you? Yes. Right. Okay. The legend continues on here. Right. So our turn back, but horrendous stuff there. It was utterly brutal. Yeah. So power claw here. 4 attacks on the charge. 2 hits. 2s for kills. Yes, that's strength 9.
So he's dead.
It's him, and then you can put a wound on the Warboss. Yeah, okay. So he'll take that. We'll let Kyle go in next. No. We'll let Gutrippa fight next. 5 attacks. And he's 4s. Majority. Yeah, web skill 5, yeah. See if the squig can help him out. It doesn't this time. Here it is. 2s. Yeah, strength 10. Gutrippa finishes off the Warboss. But that's one of the most tense melees I think I've ever been involved in just there. But by an absolute whisker, Gutrippa has survived there, but only just about. But he's lost his squad. His squad's been annihilated there by the warboss. So he's claimed a kill here. Another warboss has been taken out. Or is he dead? Is Rob's warboss dead? Maybe just captured by Gutrippa. But Gutrippa's squad decimated here. We'll roll up some consolidation moves here with Gutrippa on his own, and then the squad there can consolidate as well. Right, so consolidation moves done there. 4 inches of them, 5 inches of Gutrippa has just jumped behind the trees just there. So onto this combat next against the Stompa. Okay, so the Nob will actually go first on with the big chopper. 4s, 6s, double 1, nothing. Okay, so then we're all at initiative 1 now, so some simultaneous attacks. We'll maybe just do the power claw here, just to get ours done and out of the way. 4s, 2 hits, we're at strength 9, a 2 and a 1, no damage. So every hit bouncing off the base of this thing, Ork boys really do look out of their depth against something so big. We're going to figure out what kind of attacks Rob can do now. He's got his regular attacks, he's got his D weapon, chain sword, big thing there, and then also stomp attacks to deal out as well. Okay, we've resolved Rob's response there. You can see what's happened. A couple of attacks coming through, taking out 2 Ork boys. And then the stomp attacks were utterly deadly. Under the blast marker there, Rob rolled a 6, destroying 6 of the boys and the one with the power claw. Then across here, 2 hits coming through, destroying a number of boys there as well. So they then both busted morale. They've fallen back. There's 1 remaining boy from this right-hand squad there. 10 inches. 10 inches ran with these 2. They're leaderless now, both the Nobs, for those 2 units killed. So Gutrippa's watched all of that take place. He's seen his boys run up the hill, hit the Stompa, and then bounce back off, running away, leaving most of their comrades stomped to death in the mud here at the foot of the Stompa. It's just 1 target too big, I think, for Gutrippa. So Gutrippa now stands at the foot of the hill, looking up at this Stompa. He's wounded, he's almost dead, and there's an untouched, unscratched Stompa staring straight back at him. So, combat resolve. We've still got this one to do here. Zog trying to finish off the last of those Ork boys. Gutrippa up for negotiations now, Rob, if you want to cease fighting. If the pilot here wants to stop, get out and we can have a conversation, no problem at all at any time, you just say, and we'll stop the battle there. But we'll get this melee resolved over here on the right-hand side. Okay, so that's that combat resolved. Just there, quickly, the weird boy killing one of the boys there and wounding the Nob, and then the rest of the Ork bikers killing off the Nob before he had a chance to fight back. So quickly dealt with there. Then falling back, repositioning here with Zog. Zog 2 now stands watching the Stompa from a distance, just utterly amazed at the size of that thing. Gutrippa really enthusiastic here about negotiations. He's reasoning here. He's pointing over his claws, saying, "Look, your warboss is dead. Why don't you stop fighting? Come and join my side. All you have to do is get repainted, lose the blue, take on some red, and you can join in with the winning side." But we'll let Rob decide whether he wants to do that or whether he's going to say no thank you and just press on with the Stompa regardless. Well, that marks the end of the turn. Combats are all finished here. Would you believe that what we're looking at here is turn 2? It's been mayhem. It's been a bloodthirsty fight. It's been utterly ruthless, utterly brutal. 1 warboss lays slain, another about to go the same way. We'll head on to the next turn for Rob's Orks. Yeah, so we're going to go on to the second turn now. Rob's only done 1 turn so far, and all he's got left is 1 battle wagon with some tank busters inside and 1 Stompa. So he's going to go on to his second turn now with those units remaining. Turn 2 coming up next for Rob's Orks. Okay, so movement done. Just come around to this side here so you can get a Rob's eye view of the battle. So shifted across to the right with the Stompa, just ignoring cover, just smashing the woods out of the way. It's 12 inches shifted across. I think just trying to get away from Zog, who is potentially dangerous, and Gutrippa. Even if Gutrippa goes on foot here, he may not even be able to catch up with this thing. It moves so quickly. So Rob obviously not accepting our terms. And continuing to fight on, then shifting across here with the battle wagon and the tank busters inside. So that's movement done. Onto shooting phase next for Rob's Orks on turn 2. Okay, so shooting phase resolved here. Brutal once again. These tank busters reduced down. That was fire from a super rocket, wasn't it, firing down? Yep, okay, so we went to ground, managed to save the knob, but the rest have died. Morale passed, but pinned, or gone to ground there. The boys that were running away through the woods, the single boy and the other two, are gone. That was the death cannon firing. Gutrippa survived that hit. He rolled up a cover save, but then he died from a super...
Big shooter.
Oh, it was a big shooter that killed him in the end. Despite all the big guns that were fired, ducking and diving, managing to survive. He put his head up when the big gun had fired. He thought all was clear, and then between the eyes, a big shooter round took him out. So Gutrippa is dead, or is he dead? Is the question. So he looked up, took the bullet between the eyes. So they say. That's the claim of the Grot gunner. Inside the Stompa. Would you believe his testimony? Probably not. So Gutrippa probably hit in the head, rolling over under the burning wreck of the truck here, and no doubt will live to fight another day, but is out of this battle. So now both war bosses out of the game. So that sort of destroys the point of the battle. It was to choose who would lead the apocalypse, but never mind, that's just the way the battle's gone. The Ork war bosses have managed to kill each other here. Their units have been used to bring about each other's destruction. So then across here, one of the bikers killed in the blast, another passing a jinx save and protecting the weird boy. That was the massive blast, yeah, coming through. Then here, a super rocket direct hit killed 4 of the tank busters. They've passed morale. The knob's still alive for them. Then the rockets on top, 4 rockets coming through. 666 hit here, and then taking out the looted wagon just there. But just wrecking it, so they were able to clamber out 3 inches from that. They had to make a pinning test, which they passed. Gorkanaut here took a hull point. That was shots coming through from the tank busters. 1 shot causing a glancing hit there against the armour 13. So, oh yes, and a scorcher firing from the belly of the beast destroyed a load of Ork boys here. I don't think I've done morale for them yet, actually. So they need to test, and they passed on a double 1. Born to fight here, but even if they do fight, their weapon's useless against this huge Stompa. So just the Orks, or Gutrippa's Orks, they can't deal with this thing. It's untouched, probably untouchable in this game. So it is mission impossible. Gutrippa lays slain, as the rumour goes. He's probably alive somewhere else, but he is out of the game. And all that's left is Zog over here. Zog thinking about just turning to his right and leaving because his Orks just trying to be wise here. There's not really much chance we stand. Gorkanaut miles away, would love to try and get him into combat against the Stompa, but it's a long distance to travel. But that marks the end of the turn. There's no assaults here, I don't think, for Rob. No, not going to charge. Alright, so turn 2 finished. It has been devastating, but that's what was expected if the Stompa survived. So we'll go on to the next turn for Gutrippa's Orks. It's turn 3 coming up next. Zog will take over, I think, and the weird boy working together. They'll take command, try and do their best here, disrupt Rob's Orks as much as possible. We'll go on to the 3rd turn next for Gutrippa's lads. Right, so movement phase here on turn 3 for the Orks, just fighting on in the memory of Gutrippa. So moving up here with the Gorkanaut, picking up the Ork boys just over there, and then going 12, passing dangerous train with the Ork truck. Shifting across to the right just to get a nice clear view at the Gorkanaut there with these Ork tank busters. This one's pinned. Weird Boy's gone to there, leaving the bikers, and then Zog trying one last ditch attempt at a charge at the Stompa. So that's movement done. Onto Psychic Phase next for the Orks on turn 3. Okay, so Psychic Phase done. Tried to cast a jump and it didn't go off. Crucially, wanted to get out of trouble, so it went off, but Rob blocked it on a 6. We only got it passed on 1 dice. So Psychic Phase done. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next for Gutrippa's Orks. Right, so Shooting Phase done here. Fired through, and no damage there against the Stompa. That was these tank busters. Then Weird Boy just tucking in behind cover there, but he can still be seen there by the Stompa. Snapshot here missed. The Gorkanaut here, the rockets firing through, getting a hit, but no glancing hit there against the battle wagon. That was front arc, but here side arc with the Deathstorm Mega Shooter, and we got a glancing hit on the side armor, so 1 hull point taken. But that's it, and then across here, 12 inches move, trying to escape and hide as best as possible with 3 boys inside the truck. So that is all the shooting done. 1 assault is possible. We'll roll that one up, needing a very good score indeed. 2's not going to do it. Here we go. 2, no. So it's a fouled charge there with Zog. There's a chance for them to possibly get in combat. He's led a Death or Glory charge, and we could see the end of Zog there. He's failed to reach in combat. So turn 3 finished. Hardly anything left here for Gutrippa's force. We'll go on to the 3rd turn now for Rob's Orks. Okay, so movement done. Down from the hillside comes the Stompa now. There's an objective just under his foot there, so he is actually sitting on a 3-point objective. And then just over here, shifting over with the tank busters inside the battle wagon. So movement done. We'll go on to shooting next for Rob's Orks on turn 3. Okay, right, so shooting phase here. Not too much kill because there's not too much left of Gutrippa's force, but Boy's been killed here. Tank Buster's been brought down. That was a fire from big shooters. Fired a big shooter down here and failed to wound the knob just there. A hit with the Death Cannon against the Gorkanaut, but failed to penetrate. Both dice not scoring high enough just there. Hull points being caused though by the tank busters on 3 hull points now, 2 remaining, and then the rockets on top, 4 of them firing and destroying the truck, just wrecking it. The boys getting out. So pinning tests to do.
Yep.
That one, they're okay. They're just running away to save their skins. There's nothing really they can do in the game. And then here we do have a morale test to do actually here, which we pass on a 3. So miraculously, morale is holding. That is shooting phase done. No assaults. Rob's happy to finish there. His turn. So 4th turn now for Gutrippa's Memorial Army coming up next. Alright, so movement here for Gutrippa's army. What's left of them is moving in here against the Stompa. So tank busters here moving through. Now they're armed with melter bombs, so it could cause a bit of trouble here. Weird Boy holding ground. Zog moving through the scrub and trees. 1 of his number lost through dangerous terrain, sneaking up behind the Stompa. The last tank buster from this unit, tank buster knob, getting ready to charge. Both of those knobs, this one here and this one, still have their squigs available, so 2 shots there, 2s to hit. Gorkanaut moving 5 inches as well. A slight possibility of a charge against the Stompa as well. Trying to cause our first hull point on this thing, not a scratch on it so far. Just to mention the boys here, they moved around 4 and I've done a run move with them. They've just tucked there away from trouble. So we've gone to Psychic Phase next, see what the Weird Boy can do. Right, so Psychic Phase done. The Weird Boy was there and he's jumped and materialised just here, trying to get out of trouble and moving over to the safety of the bunker. We've gone to Shooting Phase next for Gutrippa's Orks on turn 4. So shooting phase here, we've run the Weird Boy 3 inches, he's tucked into there. So a bit of shooting now, chance to try and do some damage. So we release the final squig from here. He will go in and shoot there, needing a 2 to hit. No, yes, 5. He is trained as a tank hunter. We get a 4. We'll roll again. A 2, failed, so that squid can be removed. He's done his job, detonating himself and causing no damage against the side of the Stompa. One boy there actually, Tank Buster, he can fire. He fails to hit. Would you believe? He failed to hit that thing. And then here, firing the other squig. 2's just about got a hit. And 4, no. Reroll. 2, no, still bouncing off here. So no damage so far. Rear armour on the Stompa? 12. Right, okay. Can't damage there with Zog and the Bikers. So just 2 rockets on top of the Gorkanaut. Failed to hit, and that is all the shooting. Absolutely no damage whatsoever. We'll go on to charges next, see if we can cause some damage in the assault phase. Okay, so combats here. Gorkanaut didn't make it in. The 2 Tank Buster units did, and so did Zog. Now, everybody's at initiative 1. We'll roll up our attacks here. So 1 Melter Bomb with the Tank Buster here. 4s, no. This Tank Buster, 4s, no. Okay. Oh, I know why. It's standing on top of the lucky stick. That's why nothing's working here. Zog with his attack. Surely Zog can be the only Orc to cause any damage this turn. Or this game. Yes. Zog gets 4 hits. Strength 9. 1 penetrating hit. It's just a 1. It's just 1 hull point. The entire Orc army has been used up here, and we're just causing 1 hull point. How many hull points remaining?
11.
11 hull points. Oh dear. So if we send in Gutrippa's army maybe 11 more times, we could finally destroy this thing. So that's it. That is all the combat's resolved. We'll let Rob roll up here his attacks and stomp attacks. So his main attacks are going to go against Zog, needing 4s, just the 1. And it's a kill, so 1 of the Bikers brought down. Just there, but Zog survives. He's a walker, so melee will continue into the next turn.
D3 stomps.
If we hold. 2 stomps. Okay, so 2 stomps coming through. Rob's going to put both on Zog. So the first one just rolls a result, a 2, so that's 2 strength, 6 AP, 4 hits. Yes, 6 freeze to wound, yet, so 1, and then a wound on Zog. He's almost dead, he's almost dead. The last one, needed 1 here. No, it's another 1. Strength 6, 3+. No, Zog lives. Zog survived here. Okay, so Zog lives there just about. There's morale of -2. No, 3 wounds, 2 Bikers, and a wound taken, so it's minus. Oh, but we caused a hull point, so it's -2. Okay, so Zog here, leadership 5. Failed. The result here is 3, which we'll take. Can't cause wounds on ourselves, so he's okay. Next one, the Tank Buster team failed. Result a 2. We'll take that as breaking heads. 1, which doesn't wound, so they're okay. And then the last one fails. And we'll take the result there of a 3 again, breaking heads, which we'll take, so no damage done. Morale holding, the fight continues. We'll go on to the 4th turn now for Rob's Orcs. So Stompa locked down in combat here, that will go on. So really now it's just Tank Busters versus Gorkanaut here. We'll go on to Rob's 4th turn. Okay, so movement phase here, there's been no movement at all. Lockdown here in combat with the Stompa, and then Rob electing to hold there with the Tank Busters. So on to shooting phase next, Rob's Orcs on turn 4. Right, so shooting phase lasted about 20 seconds. Rob firing his Tank Busters through. 2 more glancing hits caused, and that's the last 2 hull points there on the Gorkanaut. So slowly moving across the table, and has been dealt with there. It's just a smouldering wreck. So shooting phase done. On to close combats now on Rob's 4th turn. Okay, so we'll go first here. Zog fighting, 3 attacks this time, just the 1 hit. Trying to get a hull point, no. Melter Bomb on the right. Doesn't hit. Melter Bomb on the left. Does hit this time. 2d6. Does penetrate. It's AP1. We get a 3. becomes a 5, so just another whole point taken. You can cause extra damage if you roll an explodes result. Yeah, what is it, D3 or D6?
I think it's D6.
Yes, that's the chance to cause big trouble. Melter bomb's pretty good, but they can only 1 per unit now with the new FAQ. So that's combat's done there for Gutrippa's force. Now Rob can respond back with his attacks now. Right, it's going after Zog again, 4 attacks. He gets 2. 2's to kill, double 1. It's double 1. Zog lives again. Crazy stuff. But stomps now. He's got 2 stomps. It's his choice. He can go after anyone he wants. Yeah, he sees the melters as dangerous. So the first one is a lucky escape. The next one is a 4-2 strength, 6 AP4. Hits. Yep, okay, so they can be removed. They're gone. Stomped. There, she's gradually dealing with the threats here, the last of the threats here. So that marks the end of the 4th turn. Combat's resolved. All that's left is 1 tank buster, a wounded Zog, and then the remnants of the boys here with the whip boys. So we're going to the 5th, possibly final turn now for what's left of Gutrippa's army. Right, so movement here, locked in combat there with Zog and the last tank buster. Joined this unit now officially with the Whip Boy. Just to mention, we did do morale there. Zog holding, passing his morale check, failing morale here, but breaking heads result there, holding position with the tank buster. So that's all the movement done. On to psychic phase next for Gutrippa's army. Right, so psychic phase. Weird Boy was here. He did peril, took a wound, but has managed to make the jump go off, and he's landed over here. He wanted to land on the objective, but has scattered back just there. So that's psychic phase done. There's a slight possibility of a draw, but we need things to really go our way to keep that Stompa locked down in combat for 1 more turn, we think, possibly. So odds are stacked against us, but we'll go on to combats next for Gutrippa's Orks. Okay, so combats then, just to mention, we did a run move 5 inches, that's put us onto the objective, so securing that one for now at least. So Tenacious here with the Orc just sticking at it, but despite all the odds, we'll let Zog go now as he fights. In the combat, need 4s, that's better. Strength 8. That is better. It's AP2. Ooh, comes a 6 almost. There, another whole point, 9 remaining. So it's impossible to kill it. Melter bomb. Fumbles again, keeps dropping them in the river. There, the tank buster's failed. So that is the combat's done for Gutrippa. Rob can fight back here. So Zog under attack here, 4 attacks coming in with this big chainsword. Gets the 2 hits. Double 1 will save him. No, 5 and 2. Okay, so Zog's gone. Now all Rob needs to win the game is to kill this tank buster. He gets 3 stomps. First one, lucky escape. Next one is a strength 6, roll to wound now. Done it. Done it. It's dead. He's killed the tank buster there. I don't know if he gets to consolidate, such a big thing. Maybe he does, but he's on an objective already. May just be happy to sit there and then just blow away the Weird Boy and the last 3 boys there. But that marks the end of the 5th turn there for Gutrippa's lads. It's the 5th turn coming up next for Rob's boys. Alright, so movement done here, 12 inches moved onto the objective, picking up those 3 points, and then Rob's sitting still on his objective, and he just needs to blow these away to wipe out Gutrippa's lads. Alright, so shooting phase done. We did go to ground here, the Death Cannon killed 1, failing a cover save there, and then 5 big shooter shots coming through, or hits coming through, wounds coming through, and then passing those on a 4+. So, oh, hang on a second. Morale. We need to do morale. Oh. We're rolling our chart here. We do have an Orc character. The Weird Boy. Roll a 5. There's no boss pole for him, so that is busted morale. Just as we thought we might pick up 3 points there. The weird boy has had enough, but can you blame him? No, I think it's only fair that he does run away. So 2d6, a double one, as they're stumbling back, perhaps dragging back the bodies of fallen comrades here, but they'll fall back 2 inches, which... No, we're falling back. We can't secure an objective anymore. I'm just going to say we might still have been a fraction of an inch within the objective, that we won't be. We're just out. So we'll just tuck them back a few inches, just to there. Right, we've discussed the game. I think it's fair to say there's no need to carry on. The weird boy and his unit can do absolutely nothing to damage the front of the Stompa. So it is game over, and we'll get an exact score for victory points now. Okay, so victory points here for Rob. 3 points for securing this objective. 3 points for securing the objective that the Stompa's sitting on. And then Gutrippa's lads, they get a point for first blood and a point for slay the warlord. Rob got slay the warlord as well. So 7-2 the final score. It was a valiant attempt there by Gutrippa and his lads. It was a good charge. It looked good. Promising start. But I think when the battle wagon was destroyed and Gutrippa's mobility was cut down, he was the unit that stood the most chance of taking out the Stompa. We rolled up some dice off camera here, just theorising if he had made it into combat, and he would quite possibly have destroyed it in one round of combat, but it wasn't to be. He was halted and stopped, and then the Stompa was able to reap a terrible toll here on the Ork advance. So yes, a deadly unit indeed. But glad Rob's been able to use it. Spent a long time painting it, putting it together, and it's proved to be a great feature here on this battlefield. But Gutrippa's lads have been severely mauled here by Rob's Orks, so well done to him. It is victory here for Rob's Orks, and it's been a very enjoyable game indeed. But the aim of the game was to establish who would lead the Apocalypse army. We don't know. Both warbosses are slain, or so the rumours are telling us, so we'll have to leave it there. We don't know who's going to lead the force, but keep a lookout. One day in the future we do hope to do an Apocalypse game featuring the Orks, Rob's army, and also Gutrippa's lads combining together to take on a common foe. I do have a Stompa. It's still not made yet, but definitely been given an incentive to get painting and get a second one of these here for the Orks. 2 Stompas roaming around an Apocalypse game would be fun indeed. But there it is. Very enjoyable game. Thanks to Rob for coming down. Excellently painted army, really nicely put together, and a very enjoyable game we've had today indeed. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Okay, so units of the game. Rob is going to give it to the Stompa. I mean, the whole army revolved around it. It did perform. It was expected to perform, and it did win the game there for Rob's Orks. I'm going to give mine to the Bikers, jumping around the table there with the weird boy, winning their combats, and then having a dig at the Stompa as well. So Zog and his unit get unit of the game there for Gutrippa's lads.